The fact is, you can't just walk into a Target in the US, where most of my viewers are located, and pick up a Mafex action figure. So, what I'm doing in this video is heading to Target so that I can go through the toy aisles, the collectible aisles, and show you which ones are, and a few that aren't, considered photogenic figures from yours truly. Let's do this. Okay, Hu Yang here was on an end cap, and I have to say, I think I'd go yes with him. Even though he doesn't have extra hands, he's a droid. So I'm gonna count him as photogenic. The Tusken Chieftain, however, there's nothing there. No extra head, no extra hands, barely an accessory. He's got like a staff. Yeah, this one, and he's not gonna be very well articulated just because he's a Black Series figure, which sounds evil, but that's just how Black Series are made. So yeah, this one, not a photogenic figure. Okay, I totally missed the Amber collection. This thing is sweet. Who needs this? Who needs the Indoraptor? He would work well with your 1/12 scale stuff. Now, they've got the Hammond collection stuff, which is also cool for maybe background. It's not going to scale with the 1/12 stuff that we tend to talk about. I've toyed with the idea of getting some wrestling figures and all that, but everything that's made has a waist twist, or waist cut. And I can't stand waist cuts because what they do is they limit the angles I can take shots of and the poses I can do. Like, I could set them up and take a decent photo, but I might not be able to get the exact angle I want because then I'd have to try and cover up a flat spot. So that's one of the reasons that I can't stand waist cuts, but if you guys can get through them, maybe these count as photogenic figures for you. Okay, first off, when it comes to Multiverse, McFarlane. Batman much? Let's focus on this guy right here. Now, one thing that is awesome about this is he comes with tons of hands. By all right, I should look at this figure and consider him a photogenic figure. The reason I don't is because McFarlane is so inconsistent with how well they articulate. He might not have any waistband hardly at all, or waist crunch. He might not be able to do anything at the hips just because of all that stuff. Once McFarlane gets to a point where he's just pushing out quality figures with great articulation, I will likely change my tune, because I've always loved the guy's art. It's just his figures that I have a problem with. And now we've got all kinds of classified, and I gotta say, this line, I love it. It's probably the best one you can find at retail for like regular retail price and all that good stuff. Duke, I'm gonna give it to him. He is a photogenic figure, and it's simply because he has fists, whereas Recondo does not, so he's not. If Recondo had an extra head, I might give him one on a technicality, but if it's me, I prefer more hands to more heads, but I'd like both. Now, we go up to Metalhead here. He comes with tons of stuff. The value is there, I think. The problem is, no extra hands. So for me, not photogenic. Mutton Junkyard, on the other hand, totally photogenic figures. G.I. Joe Classified, guys, if you're not picking it up, give it a look. I think you'll dig. By the way, if you have young kids and you're trying to get them into toys or toy photography, right now looks like the time to go to Target for some of these Mutant Mayhem figures. Now I've found some Marvel Legends, and you guys know I'm not the biggest Legends guy, but one thing I can say about them is that their articulation is consistent, so they've got McFarlane Toys beat in that front. Now, one of the problems here, everything by all counts, if you're okay with a waist cut, these do count. I think these are photogenic figures. My thing is, again, I can't stand a waist cut. That's why a lot of Legends don't end up making it into the old collection. They don't end up making it into a lot of my photography. But if we go up here, check out Tombstone. We've got extra hands, we've got an extra head, and the coat, even if he has a waist cut, the coat's gonna cover it up. And because he's wearing that, he's not gonna be able to be all that articulated anyway. So Tombstone might have me on a technicality. We might actually have a photogenic action figure in the Marvel Legends retro line, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. I haven't done enough research on him, so if you have Tombstone, let me know how the waist works. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on NECA. Even though some of them have waist cuts, NECA is getting better with their articulation, and everything else about the figures is always so good that I can't even sit here and hate on them. I would say if you're picking up anything from NECA, you're probably going to be okay when it comes to taking toy photography. Because, I mean, look at everything just Frank here comes with. I have no attachment to almost anything in the horror genre, and I want all this, just because NECA's the ones putting it out. I'm a contradiction, perhaps. And, of course, no discussion of NECA is complete without showing off some of the turtles. Check this stuff. I need Baxter. I'm gonna need that creature. And then as we go down here, this is crazy. Apparently this thing's been out and about and kind of tough to find, so keep checking your targets, guys. I have no need for something like that, but apparently people do, and game on, go for it. Go find them. So there you go. I'm telling you, NECA's good stuff. It can be a little fragile from time to time, but they've gotten better in that area as well. And that was that, everybody, when it comes to kind of going on a Target tour and seeing what I could find as far as photogenic figures. Now, obviously, there's some SH figure arts and stuff back in the collectible section as well. Those count, but they're so small compared to most of the 112 stuff that I don't even really talk about them. And I've only got 2 SHF figures, so there's that. Also, you gotta love a Michigan afternoon where the wind just does not let go. But hey, at least the sun's out, right? Don't forget that every Monday and Thursday night is the Toypixx live stream. It's where we just talk whatever. So come by, hang out, good times, chill, all that good stuff. And until next time, have fun. Happy snapping. See ya. Now I have to walk to the car, and that sucks. Yesterday I did a leg workout. My legs are killing me. And you know what's going to have to happen when I walk to the car? I'm going to have to open the door. I'm going to have to get in it. I'm going to have to use my legs to hit the accelerator and the brake. Ladies and gentlemen, life is hard.